Hey guys, I'm cmasupra and welcome to another Company of Heroes 2 multiplayer video. In this video, I want to show you guys one single game just like usual, and in this game there was tons of infantry battles, tons of tank battles, tons of artillery, tons of pretty much everything, and it was an action-packed and awesome game, so I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I'm looking forward to commentating this and showing it to you guys on YouTube and wherever else this video may end up getting posted 10 years down the road. If anywhere. Probably not anywhere. It'll be too old at that point. But anyways, in this game, I am playing as the Germans. My opponent is playing as the Soviets, and we are playing on Langreskaya, the Company of Heroes 2 version of Langre from Company of Heroes 1, which was my favorite map in Company of Heroes 1. To start off with, I have a single Pioneer squad, and I've built Tier 1, and I have built myself a Grenadier squad from there. Then I'm also building an MG42 from there as well. So I should explain my beginning strategy here. Something I've learned recently since what month is this, May? So the April update, the Eld Day update, is that as the Germans, you really can't spread out like you used to be able to. You have to play more like a Wehrmacht playstyle. If you ever played Company of Heroes 1, played as the Wehrmacht, the way you play as Wehrmacht is you hold a tiny sector of the map in the beginning, and then you turtle outwards, and eventually you control the rest of the map. So my goal at the beginning of this game is to do exactly that as the Austere in Company of Heroes 2. Now at the beginning here, you can see that we already have an engagement, and that is because I've decided to go to the right side of the map and gone for this right side field point. Now my opponent also wants the field point, obviously, because he's playing as the Russians, which depend heavily on fuel, and I don't want to give him the field point. He's welcome to have the left side. I am not going to go over there and try to protect it, because I will fail if I try, because the Austere is not as good as the Russians in the beginning of the game, so I'm just going to protect the right side point, and I am doing that successfully. I managed to make his engineer squad not really bother to do anything in terms of capping the point. I managed to keep him off of it. Now over here at my cutoff point, we do have a battle between a Grenadier squad and an MG42 up against a Conscript squad. Now, I figured my opponent was busy doing other things, whether it's in his base or with the engineer squad that's in combat right now, so I thought I could just move my MG here and set it up and be good to go against the conscript squad, but that was not quite the case, as you can see. He was paying enough attention to that conscript squad to know every time he needed to move it so that his conscript squad could attack my MG, and he was successful in doing that. My MG was down to 2 men, very low health, so I ended up retreating it, but he took more damage. He lost 3 men in that engagement. I don't actually know the reinforced costs of very many units at all in this game, so I don't know who went out there. All I know is he lost 3 men, I lost 2 men. He's probably going to have a longer reinforced time. He was also farther away from his base, so I think I kinda sorta went out there, but who knows if I really did. I don't. I'm sure some better people than I will know the answer to that. I haven't really looked at reinforced costs or reinforced times at all in this game. So now we have 2 Grenadier squads versus a single conscript squad. My opponent is pretty much guaranteed to lose this battle, but he is trying to stall out for some more units to come and support him. His one conscript squad, not Grenadier squad. And he does get another conscript squad over here, so I back up my left Grenadier squad in hopes of luring in that other conscript squad, as well as send the second MG42 that I have just built over to the right side so that it may protect my 2 Grenadier squads from any other future infantry that may be coming from my opponent, because he actually did not build Tier 1 this game. A common strategy I've been noticing lately from the Soviets is they build scout cars and put flamethrower engineers in them, or penal battalions or things like that in them, and they just own face. I have so much trouble countering that strategy right now, but this guy did not do that to me, thank goodness. I'm so happy he didn't do it. But he didn't do it to me, so he never built Tier 1, and that means he has essentially 1 extra infantry unit over what I have. And so I bought 2 MG42s, not 2 extra ones, but 2 MG42s. So if you look at the minimap, you can see what I was talking about earlier. As you can see, I'm holding basically just a corner of the map. This is the bottom corner of the map. And I'm just holding it. I'm not really worrying about the leftmost field point right now. My opponent does actually have it. I watched the replay after this game, because it was just such an awesome game. I had to watch the replay of it, and I noticed that my opponent did capture that left field point pretty soon here. So if he doesn't have it already, he will have it soon. So he does have that left field point, but I didn't know that while I was playing. I just assumed that he had it because in all likelihood he does have it, as aggressive as he was being towards the right field point. And the fact that he failed to get it means that he's probably gone for the left field point and will be teching up with that income. Now I have bought a mortar at this point, and that is because combined arms are awesome, and I'm trying to force myself to do it more ever since the Germans got really nerfed with the Elb Day update. So, working on playing as the Germans, working on playing better, and that includes combined arms, and that includes a mortar. Mortars are actually really awesome. I've won so many games simply because of a mortar. It's amazing how useful mortars are. So after a slight freeze there, I've now decided to build Tier 2 as the Germans, and that means I get the scout car and half tracks and things like that. My goal is to get the scout car right now because I just really feel like getting light vehicles. I don't really know why, honestly. I just felt like getting a light vehicle, so I said, hey, let me just build Tier 2, get a scout car out here, and hopefully it will be useful. I suppose one reason I might have gotten it was I was kind of expecting a scout car to show up because in every single game I played before this one today, my opponent, who was always the Russians, always used the scout car in the early game against me, so I figured he's probably going to get a scout car as well, and so I'm going to get a scout car to counter his scout car. Maybe that's one reason I decided to build it. I just played this game today, I should honestly know, but I don't. But even though I don't know, that does not make this game any less amazing. So I have two MG42s out in the field right now, one covering the other one, and I forced one of his squads to retreat. He is capturing the rightmost field point, which is not good for me. I do not want him to have that field point. He is really pushing hard on it. He does already have the left field point. You can pretty safely guess that, even if you didn't watch the replay like I did, because he has the leftmost VP, and there's no way he would go capture that left VP without having captured the field point first. No sensible player would do that. So, I know that he has the leftmost field point at this point. So the scout car is out, and as you can see, I'm upgrading to the 20mm cannon, and then I cancel it. And I decided to cancel it because it does make it slightly worse against infantry, and I don't want to I don't want to add the 20mm cannon, take the cost of that, and then suddenly lose the scout car to something stupid, like a couple of AT grenades that just sneak up on me, which I guess is not stupid, it's a lack of skill on my part, but I don't want to do that, and I'd like to keep it good against infantry until I see a reason to upgrade to the 20mm, so I canceled the upgrade. I was about to say upload. So I canceled the upgrade, and I have a completely stock scout car. I just noticed I only have one Grenadier squad. That is actually really unusual for me. Did I only build one Grenadier squad this entire game, or did I lose one? I think I only built one. That is very unusual for me. I guess it's signs of me adapting to the new balance changes. Hello there, conscript squad and other conscript squad in the top left corner of the screen. I see you over there. My pioneer squad needs to retreat. They're not going to win against conscripts at that range. So I know that my opponent has sent two conscript squads in between those hedges and is probably going for my cutoff point right now on the left side of the map. It won't really do him much good because I have nothing connected there, but he's probably going for it, and my speculation is confirmed because, as you can see, he is capturing that point as well as the other point next to my base. Now, lucky for me, just in time, I get some Panzer Grenadiers out in the field, and Panzer Grenadiers will beat conscripts in close range and potentially even long range. It's kind of 50-50 at long range. But if I can go to close range, I will beat the conscripts. Now, I do have 3 squads actually shooting at me, or I guess 2. The left one is an engineer squad that's not shooting at me. And my opponent thought he was going to win that battle, I bet, but little did he know he was not. So I managed to get 1 conscript squad while my opponent was probably not paying attention, doing other things on the map. Can I get a second conscript squad before I have to retreat? It does not look like I will be able to, especially because there's a flamethrower coming for me. So I retreat, soft retreat back towards my scout car in hopes that my scout car will be able to deal with the flamethrower engineer squad, and hopefully that'll be good enough. My opponent's conscript squad is retreating. How about the engineer squad? Engineer squad is staying. Over on the right side of the map, you might have noticed that I did set up an MG42, and the MG42 is facing the field point so that I can protect the field point and keep my opponent from having it. I do have approximately half of the map right now. In fact, it might be exactly half of the map right now. But That's pretty good, considering that my goal was just to stay in one place. Oh, my opponent's laying mines! I am going to prevent you from laying mines, good sir. I am going to prevent you from laying those mines, but sadly I don't actually succeed in preventing him. He may have succeeded? I don't know. Those conscripts are getting really close to my scout car. Oh, kill the squad, kill the squad. Oh yeah. So far my opponent has lost a conscript squad and an engineer squad, and my opponent also has some squad on the right side pinned. It was capturing the field point, but I don't... Well, it's not capturing it now. That is also a conscript squad. Okay, it looked like a shock troop squad. We will be seeing some shock troops this game. Ooh. I captured the middle VP. Can I kill off this entire conscript squad? One guy down. Can I kill the other one? I'm looking at the minimap. Can I do it? It looks like they get away safely. Darn. So close. Over on the right side, I did reposition my MG42 so that it's actually in the fuel point, and I'm actually capturing the fuel point. Very good thing to do when you don't have the fuel point and you would like to have it. Not sure what to do with my scout car, a conscript squad. I'm playing as the Germans. I don't have conscript squads. Not sure what to do with my scout car. I do need to get it repaired because it did take some damage in the fighting, but I don't really know what to do with it now. I'm kind of camping because I do have the middle of the map. I have most of the right side of the map even. I just need to go over here and capture the leftmost VP, and then I will have 2 VPs and approximately half the map, which is really what you want to have in the early game as the Germans. Later on in the game, you want to have the whole map. You're supposed to turtle out as the Germans, but for now, half the map is good, because it's the early game or mid-game right now. So my opponent has an MG in that building. That is not good for me. I launch a rifle grenade, and I throw a bundle grenade. And I really don't do much damage at all to that squad in the building. I also have an LMG-42 on my Grenadier squad over here on the left side, and I decided to get it because it was going off all alone on its own to the leftmost field point, and I figured if I'm going to attack the field point, I might as well give it as much firepower as I can, and so I did. I did force my opponent's MG to retreat, as well as the conscript squad. I'm capturing the leftmost field point. My opponent is attacking the rightmost field point with 2 squads. They're both suppressed right now, and I can keep them suppressed with my MG positioned where it currently is. But my opponent throws a smoke, and I decide to move my MG42 anyways, because I want to make sure it can shoot at both squads at the same time and not die. But sadly, unexpectedly, my opponent becomes unsuppressed very quickly and is able to flank my MG, so I have to retreat it. And he throws a Molotov a little bit too late. Nice waste of munitions for him. I'm always so happy when I see an opponent throw a Molotov and not cancel it even though I've retreated. It's the best thing ever. Did I just annihilate a full another conscript squad? I very well may have. I am not sure. It seems like I'm eliminating a lot of my opponent's infantry, and he's not eliminating very much of my infantry. That is very good. That's the reason why I'm getting so much map control here. So far, so good. It is looking good for me. I just have 1 VP instead of 2 is the only issue, but I am fixing that right now, capturing the leftmost VP. So I did build a pack recently, a pack AT gun, and the reason for that is I knew my opponent had the left fuel for quite a while up to now, so I figured there's probably a tank or a light vehicle of some sort coming, and I'd like to have more than just Panzerfaust to rely on. So I bought myself a pack, just 1 pack for now until I know what's coming, or if I suspect heavy vehicles or super heavy tanks. Or like I call them, super tanks. It seems that I am missing an MG42. If you didn't notice, I did lose the MG42 down at the point that is just below the right side fuel point on the map. You can see it right there. It was just on screen. That is where the MG42 was. I was freaking out when I noticed that I didn't have a second MG42 there on screen while I was playing. I thought maybe my opponent got it. That's what happened in the game before this one. My opponent stole an MG42, and then that screwed me over, and I just lost completely because I couldn't counter it well enough. He supported it too well. But not this game. I still have my MG42. I have recrewed it, and it's actually shooting at somebody else already. My opponent is Being very dangerous right now, but he does have an MG over there. I might need to retreat my Panzer Grenadier squad here. They're going to get owned by shock troops. They'd get owned even if they weren't suppressed. Oh, survive, Panzer Grenadiers, survive! Survive! It looks like they do survive and get away just fine. Now I have a scout car attacking my opponent's shock troops, and the scout car actually does pretty well against shock troops because they don't have much of a counter to the scout car. So I'm not worried about that engagement. I am worried about the flames that just appeared over my mortar and my pack, though, and both of them, my mortar and my pack, get burned to death. So both of those are decrewed now, and here we see a tier 4 unit from my opponent. This is where all his fuel has gone. Okay. Well, he killed my scout car with the the Su-76, which is not good, but I am able to Panzerfaust the Su-76. There we go, damage engine. And hurry up and kill that MG, you Grenadier squad with an LMG. You should be able to do it really fast. Just kill the MG. And they don't. Darn. So my opponent does have an Su-76, but luckily all I have really is infantry. I had a scout car, which is probably why he bought the thing, but I really only have infantry right now, and the Su-76 is not good against infantry unless it uses the barrage ability, and the barrage ability does cost munitions for my opponent, so it's not exactly something he can do very often. I believe it's like 60 munitions, if I'm not mistaken, so he's going to have a lot of fun with that cost. He's even using the cost right now against my Grenadier squad here that is capturing his cutoff point, preventing him from having very much map control at all. I have bought a second Pack AT gun because now that I've seen tier 4 from my opponent, I am worried about another vehicle showing up, potentially a heavier vehicle like an Su-85. So I bought a second pack. I still need to recruit the first pack because it was decrewed in that firestorm, but I have not done that yet. You can even see it sitting there next to my cutoff point. There's also the mortar still there, which needs to be recruited as well. I still only have 2 Grenadier squads. This seems so weird to me. I'm so used to seeing more Grenadier squads. I don't actually pay attention to my unit list when I'm playing. Like, I don't pay attention to how many of each unit I have. So watching this and commentating it, it's really surprising me how few Grenadier squads I had, because before the Elf Day update, I used to be able to just spam Grenadiers and do pretty well as the Germans. There's actually a 16-page balance thread going on in the forums right now on coh2.org about the balance since the Elf Day patch. It is... It's a lot of back and forth going on in that forum because of the fact that Germans are no longer near as strong as they used to be. So people are questioning, are they more balanced now or are they underpowered? And it seems the general consensus is that they're more balanced, but they're slightly underpowered from what I've seen in that thread. And I have to say I kind of agree with it. So yeah, combined arms, I am using it successfully this game, and it is actually nice to see that for a change from myself. It really makes the game more fun. So here we go, I finally picked a doctrine, and the doctrine I have picked gives me the elephant, which is really the one and only reason that I have picked this doctrine. I considered the one with the tiger, but I wanted to go with an elephant this game just for a change of pace, because I usually get the tiger. I don't normally get the elephant, so let's try out the elephant. I haven't tried it in a long time. I do attempt to place some S-mines over here, but then suddenly my opponent has a conscript squad that shows up, and I'm just like, nope, I don't dare let you see me laying those mines. Hello there, engineer squad. Time for you to die. You are not going to be laying those mines. And there's also an MG squad. Maxim MG, I believe. Yeah, it has to be a Maxim MG, actually. Cannot be the DHSKS or whatever that other one is from the Doctrine. MG has to retreat. I'm facing one conscript squad now. It's a Vet 2, but so are both of my Grenadier squads. Hello there, Su-72, 76, not 72. Looks like you're trying to barrage the point, the fuel point, but you're not having much success. I do move my MG-42, so it's a little bit safer, and my Pioneers just get to stay and set the barrage, because I am just crazy like that. Apparently I want them to die or something. I think I just forgot to move them, quite honestly, even though they were right there. I don't know how that's possible, but apparently it is. I think I'm going to win that engagement in the middle. The worst that might happen is he might throw a Molotov on me. I do have Panzer Shreks on one of my Panzer Grenadier squads. I figured it was worth buying Panzer Shreks because I had a ton of munitions for a change this game. Very unusual for me when I'm playing the Germans, but I had the munitions, and so I figured I'd get the Panzer Shreks because my opponent does have an Su-76, which is not good against infantry. I do have a pack in Panzerfaust, but I figure Panzer Shreks would be really good to have against the Su-76, particularly because the Su-76 can just barrage the pack and kill it, and then I really don't have much AT. That's a very low health Panzer Grenadier squad. That's what happens when you make them go against shock troops. Alright, deciding what to buy, I decide on some Grenadiers. I am actually floating a ton of manpower and fuel right now, but I am close to getting the Elephant. I don't really want to spend my fuel on too much, nor do I want to spend my manpower on too much, because the Elephant is 1.5 CPs away. Actually, it's more like 1.25 away, so it's not very far away, and I would really like to get the Elephant as soon as it's available, so I'm not spending too much here. I'm trying to maintain enough manpower and fuel so that I can buy it when it becomes available. I do have a half-track on the field. My goal with buying the half-track was to use it as a mobile reinforce point as well as get it the flamethrower upgrade, but that actually doesn't happen this entire game, because I don't even take up to tier 3 this entire game, so I can't get the flamethrower, and I don't actually use it as much of a reinforce point. I guess I do use it as a reinforce point at times, but not very often. Apparently my pack killed something. He just said target destroyed. I don't have a clue what he just killed, but he apparently just killed something. It looks like a mess over here on the right side. So many potholes. Or whatever you want to call them. Explosion holes. I don't know, there's probably some fancy name for them. I'm really hoping to hit this Su-76 with my pack, but as you can see, the Su-76 is way back here. I'm trying to chase it with my Panzer Grenadier squad. He fired off a couple of Panzer Shreks, but didn't really do much. My Panzer Grenadiers are going up against shock troops, but the shock troops had a small amount of health at the beginning of that fight, and I threw a grenade, and my shock troops are now vet 2. My Panzer Grenadiers are now vet 2, not the shock troops, so the shock troops should lose that. I should win, but I don't because of something. I believe it was a grenade. So that sucked. I just lost a Panzer Grenadier squad in a fight that I should have won, but didn't win because of a grenade. Uh-oh. My pack's in trouble. Move backwards, pack. Half-track, use your MG. You're good against shock troops, yeah, because they can't do anything to you. There's also shock troops in the middle VP. I should do something about them as well. I tell my Grenadier squad to reman the mortar. About time I get that mortar back up. Like I said, mortars are amazing. Oh, this is not a winning fight. Yep, just do a retreat, don't take unnecessary losses. And then I realized, oh, my MG42 was over there. I really could have just backed up and been fine. I forgot about it. Uh-oh, there's an Su-85 attacking my half-track. Don't die, half-track. I'm so lucky the Su-85 missed that second shot. Looks like the half-track will get away just fine. I still haven't remanned the mortar because I had to cancel the remanning. Grenade! Move! Oh, grenade didn't do much of anything. Good. And my pack is hitting the Su-85. That is exactly what I want to see, especially because it's hitting its rear armor. And the Elephant is also available. You can see I'm sitting at 13 CPs. I only needed 12 to get this thing. So I buy an Elephant, and the Elephant is now on the field. I also give it the spotting scope because the Elephant is really only good at long range. So if you don't know about the Elephant is a long-range tank destroyer. It has a pretty decent long line of sight if you attach the scope to it. It also has the ability to shoot at targets really far away. I don't know what the range is, but it has the ability to shoot at targets really far away. And it's really only good against tanks. It's not very good against infantry, but you can shoot at infantry with it and do some damage if you get lucky. But it's really only meant to counter tanks, and that's what I bought it for, is to counter tanks. Hello there, conscript squad. Have some firepower from my Elephant, and show everybody on YouTube the proof that it sucks against infantry. My opponent also has a shock troop squad coming in from the north. I send in my flamethrower pioneers to attack the conscript squad. The conscript squad retreats. My grenadiers need to retreat. They are vet 3 and they die to the shock troops. That was my mistake. I should have retreated far earlier, but I didn't. I had some squad on the left side at the munitions point, getting pinned by some MG that my opponent has sitting in a building. Is it time to recrew that mortar yet? I think it's about time, now that there's protection to recrew it with. Or protection to protect my Grenadier squad as it recrews it. Go on, recrew it. Pioneers getting barraged, I have them retreat, I also have the mortar retreat. I really could have had them reinforce at the half-track, but I figured it would be better to heal them up at my base, and they're really not that far away from my base, so I figured it was worth doing. I also have the elephant here and the pack there, so it's somewhat safe to do so. I think I'm going to be winning this fight, even though I do have 2 Panzerschrecks, and even though you're Vet 3. Oh, yep, apparently my opponent agreed. Threw a Molotov and retreated. Su-76 is shooting at me. It's not barraging me, but it is shooting at me. But it's not really a big deal. So much action that's happened so far this game. 25 minutes in, and there's really been no lull in the action. It's been non-stop action since the very beginning when my Pioneers met his Engineers at the right side fuel point. How awesome. Uh-oh, here we have a KV-8. Oh boy. Okay, run away. Flamethrower deadly. My elephant did get one hit off on the KV-8, as you might have noticed. The KV-8 took some damage from that. Elephant has a lot of range, and it is great. I think my opponent sent his KV-8 backwards, so I can't actually attack it with my elephant right now. I'm also worried about the Su-85 and the Su-76 and any infantry that my opponent might have that would screw my elephant over if I move it forward. A Vet 3 LMG-42 Grenadier squad with 26 kills so far, and make that 27. Oh my. That is a lot of kills. LMG-42s are plain awesome. Simple as that. As long as you have the munitions to afford them. Alrighty. I need to do something about the fact that he's capturing the leftmost victory point. He does have both fuel points, it is worth noting, so my opponent has a lot more fuel income than I have right now. Ooh, that shot hurt. Oh, okay, I gotta move to the back of the point. It's always worth watching where the Su-76's shells go, because you can stand right outside the first 2 shells area and be just fine from it. That's something I've noticed. Ooh, Vet 3 conscripts versus Vet 1 pioneers. Who is going to win? If you guess the conscript squad, you're thinking logically, but is it going to be the case in this battle? Who knows? Let's find out together, because I actually don't remember who wins that fight. I know I win a fight over there that I really should not have won, but I don't think it was yet in the game. It might have been later. Maybe it was now, because I noticed that I'm capturing the victory point on the left side. Maybe that's the fight I did win and didn't expect to win. Oh no, it's not it. He's just hiding. My opponent's just hiding. That's all it is. Alright, well I'm owning his conscript squad with my LMG-42 squad, which is Vet 3. Does a lot of damage. They have a Molotov coming in on them. You might have heard them yell grenade. Yeah. Come on, kill the conscript squad and then retreat. Not gonna happen. Time to retreat. I can, however, send my pioneer squad over there to attack them, except they were just retreated, so never mind. That'd be a waste. Ooh, Panzer Grenadiers, kill off the squad! Do it, try it! 1 man left, come on, you can do it! That's a Vet 3 squad, it'd be so nice to kill that conscript squad. Do it! They don't do it, it gets away. Darn. Maybe if I didn't have the Panzerschrecks, they would have been able to do it. Who knows? So in terms of map control, seems my opponent has a little bit under half right now. He does have 1 fuel point. I have 1 fuel point almost here, not quite. I am capturing it, but he does have 1 fuel point, which is more than I have. And he does have slightly less than half of the map control, which is good for me. So apparently my opponent has an Su-85, whether that's the same one or a different one, over here on the left side. I retreat my pioneers after I notice that there's a grenade there. I don't really feel like having them die. That'd be bad. MG42 on the right side, can you deal with the Vet 3? Yes, you can. You can deal with the Vet 3 conscript squad. Oh yeah. Now, all you need to do is pin them and then kill them, except that there's a shock troop squad coming for you. You need to back up or retreat. I decided to go with backing up. It may or may not be the smart decision here, and it turned out not to be, so I had to retreat in the end anyways. Send in a Stuka bombing run. I thought that KV-8 was going to stay still over there, but it moved backwards after I brought in the bombing run, so let's see what the bombing run can do. Kills 3 men in the engineer squad, that's what it's called. Kills 3 men in the engineer squad, and that is all. That seems like a waste of 160 munitions. That's a lot of munitions to use to kill 3 men out of an engineer squad. Oh well. I have a ton of munitions, hopefully it will be fine. Now you may notice that with my mortar, I'm actually shelling one of the buildings that I thought that my opponent's MG was in on the left side, next to the munitions point, but I was actually barraging the wrong building, as I realized pretty soon here, and so I will be barraging the correct building pretty soon, but I'm actually barraging the wrong building, in case you're wondering. I don't know what you'd be wondering, but in case you're wondering, I'm barraging the wrong building. Oh, kill that Vet 3 conscript squad. Oh yes, you have another chance to do it. You've had 2 chances to do it, and you failed both times. Can you do it this time? They do not do it this time. Darn. How about the Shark Troop squad? Not gonna happen either. Need to move my pack backwards. And here is where I realized, oh, the MG was in the other building. So I have the mortar barrage that building now. I don't bother retreating because I figure the MG will be retreating soon. Hello there, Zis3. What are you doing against my MG42? You're not gonna win. Oh, that shock troop squad is at Vet 3. 2 men, very low health. Can I kill off the shock troop squad? Tell me yes. The Su-76 is very low on health thanks to my elephant. Come on. MG42 is, or opponent's MG, whatever it was, is gone. Whether it's dead or just retreated, I don't know, but it is gone. I believe I killed that shock troop squad. I could be wrong, but I believe I killed the shock troop squad. Hello there, SU. Oh my god. There's a KV-8 flanking me. Well, this is why I have a pack and an elephant. I need to use both of them. I guess the pack's not going to be usable now. I use a Panzerfaust from the Grenadier squad on the Su-85. Su-76 appears to be coming forward, probably for a barrage, not to attack my elephant. That'd be stupid. My MG's getting roasted, my Grenadiers are getting roasted. MG retreats, Grenadiers, I'm waiting on another Panzerfaust. Waiting on my elephant to turn around as well. Come on, okay, just retreat. Oh, I just lost the squad, that was a waste. My elephant is turned around, attacking the... well, going to attack the KV-8, but at the same time it's showing its rear armor to the Su-85 and the Su-76. That is not good at all. I'm really trying to kill this KV-8 though, I'd really like to kill it, and the elephant goes down to something, probably the Su-85. And my opponent's 3 tanks all survive, but I have incendiary rounds on my MG42. I use them. This is the first time I've ever used them, literally ever used them. And I killed the Su-76. That is awesome. And my Panzer Grenadiers with 2 men left are attacking the KV-8. Can I kill the KV-8 before it gets away? Hopefully it can. Or hopefully I can. And I do! It's just abandoned. Well, I'm not going to be crewing that anytime soon, so let's just attack, move on it, destroy it, and then run away because there's another KV-8 now. I do drop 1 Panzerschreck, which really, really annoyed me. Like, oh my god, I cannot afford to give my opponent a Panzerschreck. I have another elephant on the field. When my first one died, I bought this one. I figured I could really use one against all the tanks my opponent has, so I sent in my Pioneer squad to go capture this Panzerschreck. It gets it, and I have it retreat before it loses the Panzerschreck. My elephant, meanwhile, is shooting at the KV-8 and winning. KV-8 can't do much of anything to the elephant. My elephant has to back up and cannot see the KV-8 now. Buy it this scope, because I didn't get it the scope before. And now there's an incendiary barrage coming on me. Retreat the mortar. That was quite an intense fight, I must say. I lost an elephant there, but my opponent lost a KV-8. It's not quite a fair trade. Not really a fair trade at all. The elephant's worth much more, I think. But at least I killed one of his KV-8s, and I also killed his Su-76 in the process. I just lost a whole bunch of units in the process of doing it, but at least I did kill them to get revenge for my elephant. Now here I'm using a recon run, and I decided to use it because I just had a ton of munitions and didn't really know what else to do with them. I could lay mines, but it's hard to lay mines when you only have one Pioneer squad and it's busy repairing everything and being an attack unit. But I'm using my recon run, and I'm trying to find if my opponent has any tanks nearby in the middle of the map that my elephant can shoot at. Unluckily for me, it didn't. My opponent sent his Su-85 and probably his KV-8 as well off to the left side of the map, so I can't actually see them with this recon run. So my elephant gets to shoot at nothing but not conscripts. The whatchamacallums, the shock troops. And it doesn't really do much against them. Killed one guy. Yeah, the elephant sucks against infantry. If only it was better, like the ISU-152. The ISU-152 was awesome against infantry and tanks. It is just an amazing tank. So I consider launching a Stuka bombing strike here, and I do end up deciding to do it, but my opponent actually moved out of the field point right after I pressed it. So here comes a nice Stuka bombing strike on a grand total of nothing. I killed some trees, that's about it. I'm an anti-tree war person, apparently. I like fighting wars against the Soviets just for my own pleasure and fun every day. And I also like bombing trees, apparently, with really big bombs with my Stukas. Yeah, that was a waste of 160 munitions, and I was actually pretty mad about that, because I really wanted to kill that conscript squad. And I don't even have enough munitions to use another Stuka bombing strike if I needed to, which I might need to at some point here. So I'm really counting on my munitions income to build it up before I need to use it again. To build up my munitions amount before I need to use my Stuka bombing strike again, I should say. Proper antecedents, proper grammar. Well, here's an unfair fight for my opponent. There's no way he's gonna win this one. I like my Pioneer squad with the Panzer Trek. That's gonna be a hero Pioneer squad here, by the way. It's gonna be a very important Pioneer squad before this game is over. The fact that my Panzer Grenadiers dropped that Panzer Trek and gave it to my Pioneers is actually a very important and lucky event this game. Oh, that was a nice flamethrower burst right there. And I walked right into that grenade. That's wonderful. But that was a very nice burst. That's what I was talking about earlier, where I won an engagement that I never should have won. That's what I was talking about. That was amazing. And now my Pioneer squad is Vet 3, if it wasn't already Vet 3. I believe it was Vet 2 when they made that flame burst, but now it is Vet 3 thanks to the flame burst. Alright, my opponent's capturing the middle VP. He throws smoke, so my MG42 can't do anything to him, neither can my elephant. I do have the left VP, but if my opponent takes the middle one, he will be counting down my VPs. I am down to only 70 right now. My opponent has 286, I believe. That is a KV-8 roasting my Vet 3 Panzer Grenadier squad. Oh my god, Panzer Grenadier squad, survive! They don't survive. I just lost a Vet 3 Panzer Grenadier squad. Well, hopefully I can avenge them by killing off this KV-8 with my elephant. Go elephant, come on! Did I get it? Did I get it? Yes, I did! It blows up in an awesome, spectacular fashion. Oh my god, there's two Su-85s. Okay, back up the elephant. Back it up. Let's not get killed by some Su-85s. I send in a Panzerfaust on one Su-85 so it can't move very fast. And the other one I just have to hope it doesn't follow me, and it doesn't follow me. It actually backs up. So my elephant gets to survive at less than half health right now. I have my Pioneer squad probably going to repair the elephant if I had to guess. I'm not really sure where I sent them. I saw them moving. But probably to repair the elephant. My mortar's going to work on my opponent's MG. On his Maxim MG. There is no way he's going to win this fight. Oh, hello there, KV-8. Okay, another KV-8 from my opponent. My opponent did go with the doctrine that gives him the Incendiary Barrage, Shock Troops, the KV-8, and the IS-2. But it seems my opponent does not really want to use the IS-2 this game so far. I don't know why. Maybe he's low on fuel or something. Maybe manpower. I don't know what it is, but he's not buying his IS-2 for some reason. Maybe he just really wants the flamethrower. He knows how good it is against my infantry, and I have a ton of infantry, and only really 2 vehicles, which are a half-track, which is very weak, and an elephant, which is very strong, and his Su-85s can take care of, so maybe that's why he's not buying the IS-2. Now here my opponent was really strong. He knew I'd go for the KV-8 over the Su-85, so he makes my elephant turn around, and I fully knew that this was going to happen, but I couldn't do anything about it if I wanted to kill the KV-8. So, there goes my elephant. I did kill the KV-8, though. I have my half-track in the way of an Su-85, which was... I don't know what I was thinking. I did that fully intentionally, but I don't know what I was thinking. I did send in a Stuka bombing strike on the Su-85s. I only damaged one of them, sadly, and it didn't even do much damage at all. I'm using Panzerfaust plus the Panzerschreck on my Pioneer squad, which is Vet 3, by the way, to kill the Su-85s. Come on, there's one getting away on the left side. I can Panzerfaust the one on the right, hopefully kill it with his last Panzerfaust, but the one on the left is getting away. Oh, that Panzerfaust didn't do it. Yes, I killed the one on the left side. Excellent. Now let's go kill the one on the right side. Come on. I want to kill this Su-85. Do it. And yes, there we go. Su-85s are both down. My opponent's KV-8 is also down. My elephant is down as well, but I think that was a really good trade-off. That elephant killed 2 KV-8s and then died, but then I also proceeded to kill both of my opponent's Su-85s, which means my opponent has practically nothing right now, because those 4 units combined take up a lot of population cap. Even if he has the resources for a bunch of units, he cannot get them, because I'm sure that he was at pop cap or close to it. That was an awesome fight. Overall, I'm not sure who ended up winning that one. I think I did, except for the munitions cost. I spent a lot of munitions to kill those tanks. I mean, after all, I did spend the 160 on the Stuka bombing strike on the Su-85s, which really didn't even do that much. But I did spend it, and that cost me a lot of munitions, but I think overall I won in terms of manpower and fuel. And manpower is the rarest resource, it's the most important one. So now what I'm doing is I'm attacking all 3 VPs, or I guess I'm attacking the 2 that I don't have already. And I'm trying to capture them because I only have 55 VPs remaining. I need to do something about this VP drain before I lose to it. I have lost many games to the VP drain. I did kill my opponent's engineer squad on the right side here, and this is a Vet 3 Pioneer squad that just went up in flames thanks to a Soviet anti-tank mine. They had a Panzerschreck, they had a flamethrower, they were Vet 3, they were a hero unit, they killed 2 Su-85s with the Pioneer squad, and I just lost them to a single mine. Boy, was that infuriating. I was so mad at that. But I was thinking, at least I killed all those tanks, and I have all 3 VPs now. Or I'm about to have all 3 VPs anyways. Maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to do something here. Hopefully I can. Hopefully it won't matter that I just lost my hero squad. They died valiantly, at least. What a nice Pioneer squad. Hello, conscripts. Would you like to pay in blood for my Pioneer squad? I hope you do, even though you didn't lay the mine. I hope you wouldn't mind paying in blood. Am I winning this fight? It looks like I am, especially with the rifle grenade going out. It looks like I'm winning the fight on the left side as well. Oh yeah, I'm winning the fight on the right side now. Oh yeah. Come on, conscript squad, die! And there we go. I'm not sure why my opponent didn't retreat. I don't know what he was busy doing elsewhere. I mean, really, what could you be doing if you have, like, nothing left? I don't know. Apparently he was doing something, though. So, on the left side, while that battle was going on, against the conscript squad on the left side with my grenadier squad, I was actually reinforcing my grenadier squad with the half-track. That's why I brought it over here to the left side. So I could reinforce my grenadiers as they fought the conscript squad. I'm so lucky that my opponent didn't see the half-track with his Su-76. I don't know if he was just scared of going close to it because he knew I'd Panzerfaust him or what, but I'm so glad he didn't attack my half-track. That was nice of him. He is barraging the left VP, though, which is an issue for me, but at least it costs him munitions. That's munitions he can't spend on an incendiary barrage, on Molotovs, on really anything. I have an MJ42, which is now Vet 3, covering the right VP. My opponent pops smoke, gets himself the right VP. My VPs are counting down now. Well, I guess they're not counting down yet, because I am capturing the left VP, but he does have the right VP. I am down to 54 points only, which is very low. And my opponent says GG, and I tried to type GG, but he quits immediately. Oh, that was a good game. And before you leave, because I know most of you stopped watching at this point, I've seen those statistics on YouTube. Before you leave, even though I won the game, I want to mention that at the end of that game, all my opponent had left was the SU-85, the Conscript Squad, and this Shock Troop Squad that you see on screen right now. Those are the 3 units my opponent had left. I looked at the replay, like I said, and that was it. I had a lot more units, especially this one Grenadier squad. 57 kills. That's why I wanted you guys to stay, because I had a Grenadier squad with 57 kills. One of which was a vehicle. LMG-42s are awesome. Oh, that's an amazing Grenadier squad. I'm pretty sure that's a record for the most number of kills I've ever seen on a Grenadier squad. I think the most kills I've ever had on a single unit was a sniper with 60-some kills, maybe 64 or 65, something like that. I have a video on it, but I don't remember what video it was. But 57 kills on a Grenadier squad, that is pretty awesome. That Vet 3 Pioneer squad was also awesome, not option, awesome. With that flamethrower and Panzer Grenadier. Let me start over. The Vet 3 Pioneer Squad with the flamethrower and Panzer Shrek was also awesome. Except he died. It died a hero unit. How sad. But at least it did its duty, killing 2 Su-85s with the Pioneer Squad. How often does that happen? So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed this game, playing it as well as commentating it, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.